What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Got another quick video for you today about Laila's Petals and fairies. So, Laila's Petals, if you guys don't know, are an item you can get through basically anything in the game. You can get them from gathering, you can get them from fishing, and you can also get them from killing monsters. Some places in the game are better than others. Gathering, I believe, is the best way of getting Laila's Petals, but you do get you get like 1 or 2 an hour from almost every grinding spot in the game. A few grind spots give them a little bit more, but generally that's about it. Now, the really cool thing about Laila's Petals is you can turn these into either fairies' blessings at Kamasil Temple. That's where I'm at here. Kamasil Temple is located in Medea. It was like a hint a long time ago that the region Kamasilvia was going to come out. Before Kamasilvia is actually a region, it came out later after Medea. So it's like a cool, like little preview of Kamasilvia a little bit, you know, the theme for it all. This all has been here since, Medea came out with a few updates here and there. So this little person here, you can do a quest with her, and once you do 2 requests, you can turn Laila's Petals either for fairy wings, or you can turn them in for the fairy's blessing. Fairy's blessing is like a Valk's Cry. It's very bad value, so I would never do that. But it is a pretty good value to trade these in for fairies and make a little extra income. I typically wait until I have about 100 Laila's Petals, and then I go trade them all in for fairy wings and turn those into fairies. Once you have fairy, you can run over here to the person on the right, and you can actually get yourself some sweet honey. And there's a chance if you get a tier 3 or tier 4, you can turn it into the counselor herself, and you actually turn it in for a mythical feather, which is worth about 20 million. All right, so anyway, let's show us how this works. You basically have the quest, turn in 2 Laila's Petals to her, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Pretty easy. There is a prerequisite quest that you have to do for this. I believe it's from the counselor herself. And then once it's done, this quest will be available from the fairy over and over again. So you just spam this out real quick. And this time I had 98 Laila's Petals. And I already did all the other ones here, so you guys don't have to sort through. Once you have these sealed fairy wings, you just go over here to the tree, and you can open them all up. And we'll just open them up after that. There's no cheer animation. When you get a fairy, the main benefit of a fairy is a lot of people think of the abilities you get from a fairy. A tier 1 fairy can have 1 ability, tier 2 fairy can have 2, a tier 3 fairy can have 3 abilities, and a tier 4 can have 4 abilities. So a lot of people think that this is like the main benefit of it, but actually the main benefit of a fairy is actually that all fairies come with 1 luck, and this allows you to get 5 luck without having to do any pay to win whatsoever. And maybe I'll do a video on that in the future, but the main benefit of a fairy, why everybody should get a fairy, is because of the 1 luck for sure. And obviously, like an advanced user would get a fairy, and then they would aim for something like the fairies tier, so you can get free revival or underwater breathing, or a lot of people like miraculous cheer for PvP and PvE. It's a very convenient item. But everybody in the game should get a fairy just for the luck, and luck automatically occurs on the fairy. It's automatically there. So yeah, at the very least, you should get a fairy for that. As far as leveling up a fairy goes, you just basically have a growth mechanic here. You click on growth. You can feed it gear. Typically, people feed it like Granil or Akum or Lemuria, or like they fill it like a Laverdo. There was one other piece of gear. There's a green armor that I'm forgetting right now. Rakaba. Rakaba is also pretty good value. These other armors down here, the other green armors, aren't really that good to feed it for experience. There's a huge list of items you can probably find online about what they give you and everything, like how much EXP each item gives you. But generally, what I recommend is Rakaba, Granil, Akum, or Lemuria. These 4 right here are all really good for EXP on the fairy. All right. Now for your fairies, there's, like I said, there's a tier 1 through tier 4. A faint fairy is a tier 1 fairy. A glimmering is a tier 2 fairy. Let's see. Brilliant is a tier 3 fairy, and I don't ever get a radiant, but a radiant fairy is a tier 4 fairy, which those are very rare. I would always. Oh wow, we actually got a radiant fairy. Usually radiant fairies are around like 1 out of every 500 Laila's Petals or something like that. It's extremely rare to get a Radiant Fairy. So I would typically, if you're aiming to go for a tier 4 fairy, I would typically just get a tier 3 fairy, the Brilliant, and then I would get it up to level 30. And then once you get to level 30, there's going to be a thing in here called Sprout. And you can basically sprout your fairy to a tier 4. It's an RNG mechanic. And what you want to do is you basically want to buy the Honey Wine here. And you can basically guarantee yourself a tier 4 fairy by buying Honey Wine. And once you have a 100% chance, I think it's something around like 300 Honey Wine. A sweet Honey Wine. I don't remember the exact number, but it's a fairly high number. But you can basically guarantee a tier 4. I think it's much more reliable and probably what you should do in order to get your tier 4 fairy. But yeah, those are the fairy tiers there: Faint, Glimmering, Brilliant, and Radiant. If you get a tier 3 or tier 4 fairy, you can go to the counselor here, exchange it, and you can actually turn them in for mythical feathers. These are used for tier 10 horse attempts. So we'll turn these in here. And each of those currently on NA are worth about 16 million. They go up to about 20 million. Depends on your server, though. And then you can go over here if you have any additional ones and turn them in for Sweet Honey Wine. There's currently a bug here where if you do it too fast, it'll bug out and it won't actually allow you to do it. So if you have a server that's really slow, I recommend actually alternating between them. I haven't been able to bug it out here, but yeah, I recommend alternating between them in order to prevent getting the bug. In order to reset the bug, if you do get it, you just have to back out and then talk to her again. So it's not that hard to reset it, but it's just a little annoying. And it's just a good additional money. All right, there we go. There's our Honey Wine. So out of 98 Laila's Petals, we got 68 Sweet Honey Wine and 4 Mythical Feathers. 4 Mythical Feathers is very rare. I normally, out of 100 Laila's Petals, I normally get like about 2 Mythical Feathers on average. So getting that Radiant Fairy is I can't say how rare that is. You should not anticipate getting a tier 4 fairy. And I'm just gonna sell this in the marketplace. I'm gonna put it in the marketplace and sell it off. So right there, that's 63 million with an additional 73 million. So that's around 140 million, something like that. So that's that's basically what it is for fairies. If you guys want another video on fairies, give me some ideas in the comments, and we can talk about that. Maybe we'll go over in details, maybe some of the gear or some of the best abilities on the fairy, in my opinion. But that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody who supports me on my Twitch channel. I stream at Potion Shop TV, and you can find me live there. This video is made possible by my supporters over there on Twitch. Thank you.